Capper's in front by 2 lengths here from Bacanali. Rangers, Jeff Fruit. King Capper's in front. F down the outside, but in front near the line, King Capper.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 295 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week we're going to preview our runners for Caloundra Cup Day at the sunny coast on Saturday, which is the finale to the 2024 Queensland Racing Carnival in the winter. Morning, Tony. It's been a wonderful carnival for the stable, which continued last week with 3 winners on Tats Tiara Day in Hidden Wealth, Princess Ranis and Zarastra.
Yeah, and third in the Group 1 with Bubble Rock. So
Yes.
It's been a good carnival. Feels like going to the Sunshine Coast is where it all started.
Yep.
Back there on Hollandale Stakes Day. So we're finishing off where we started, and hopefully we're finishing off with a bit of a bang. I think we've got a good strong team in, and I was really happy with last week's results.
Yeah.
I think overall we've had a nice carnival so far, but it's not over yet. Saturday is the finale.
It is. It is now time for our yearling spotlight segment this week, and this week we're going to have an update on our yearling gelding by King's Legacy out of Light Mover. Tony's been doing really well in his education, growing nicely, and his work is starting to increase, including some barrier education.
Yeah, which is good for these babies. Nice grey colt.
Yes.
Good time to be selling greys. Everyone loves a grey in the wet.
They
so
do.
That's when they win their races. But yeah, first season sire, King's Legacy. Really impressed by the yearlings we saw at the sales, and everything we've seen at the breaking and pre-training process at the moment indicates that they're the right sort of horses. So he's a lovely horse, quite affordable at the price, I think, and he's doing everything right.
And speaking of the price, he was a $160,000 purchase at the Magic Millions, and he looks like a horse that might get going as a 2-year-old, but will definitely be better at 3.
Yeah, well, his father won at 2, and then got going. So he's that sort of horse, and he's a lovely laid-back sort of colt, which I think is better for the 2-year-olds. You can do more with them, and they don't get themselves overexcited. So I think he's a nice horse, good moving horse, lovely structurally sound horse. So I think he's the right sort of horse to buy. And at 160, it's about half the average of the Magic Million sales, so he's well bought.
Okay, so if you are interested in getting into this King's Legacy, please get in contact with us at sales@gollanracing.com.au, or you can contact any one of us directly. Okay, on to the preview of our runners for Caloundra Cup Day at the Sunshine Coast on Saturday. The rail will be in the true position. The track's currently a heavy 9 with some showers forecast. Looks like the crown of the track could be the place to be on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, typical Sunshine Coast. Wet track, need to get to that crown. It'll be quite funny to watch the head on there after each race, and get this big sparse, big wide track, and everyone wants to be in the
right in the middle,
in those 4 or 5, 4 or 5 metre pads. So that'll be no different on the weekend. I'm absolutely positive of that. So it'll be horses needing to find that right lane. And if you remember when we started this carnival, Hollandale Stakes Day, it was like a heavy 100.
Yes.
A lot of the jockeys said, and some of them were Kiwis, said that, which they used to riding on really heavy tracks. So there was as heaviest tracks they've ever ridden on. So I'm hopeful we don't get a track like that. We should get a better track than what we had Hollandale Stakes Day.
Yep.
But it'll be a very similar pattern of racing. So if we cast our mind back to the start of this carnival, that's exactly how that track will play.
Okay, we kick off in race 1, which is the cutest 2-year-old handicap, over 1,000 metres. Moulin Miss will run 56.5 kilos. Angela Jones rides barrier 4. She's paying $4.20 to win and $1.80 for the place. She did debut back in the summer for a placing at the Gold Coast on Wave Day. Now fresh up as a late 2-year-old, coming off an impressive trial and jump out wins. Really
nice filly, well above average. Just not sure if she'll run on heavy ground. Have to be soft or better. I'm not sure we'll get too much improvement out of that heavy range. I'd say we're still a little bit more showery weather forecast, and these cold days, there's probably not a lot of drying going to happen. So she'll be an unlikely runner, but when she does bob up on a track better than heavy, she'll be winning straight away. She's going super well.
Okay. Race 2 is the Provincial Sprinters Series Final, which is a benchmark 80 handicap over the 1,200 metres. We'll have 2 in this at this stage. Black on Beauty is the first one we'll talk about, 58 kilos. Ryan Maloney rides. She's drawn barrier 11. She's paying $4 to win at the moment and $1.85 for the place. Was a strong win at Ipswich 2 starts ago, and then a gallant run for 5th in the listed Gay Waterhouse last start. Does have really good soft track form.
She's one to beat, I think, in the race. Really happy with her. She's got good soft track form. The heavy's a little bit unknown, but she'll certainly have a go at it if indeed the track is still heavy. She races 4 to the speed, comes out of a really good race, comes out of the Gay Waterhouse. So I thought going into that meeting at the Ipswich, that was the strongest race on the card, and I've got no reason to change there. So she's coming out a good, solid listed mares race. If you look at Wollombi, she's favourite in the in the Glasshouse
Yep.
out of the same race. So I think it's the right form line for this. She's adept on wet ground. Provided she gets through the heavy, she's the one to beat.
Second runner is Black Max, 58 kilos, Vlad Jurek on board, barrier 13. He's paying $6 to win and $2.44 at the place. Strong win with 61 kilos last start from the back and wide at Doomben, up in grade and would probably want a drier track.
Yeah, I doubt he'd be very highly unlikely to run.
Okay. We'll go down to race 4 now, which is the Class 6 plate over the 1,000 metres. We have 2 runners. Immoral will carry 60 kilos. Jimmy Orman rides barrier 7. He's paying $7 to win and $2.64 the place. Deserved winner over 1,200 metres 2 starts ago, and then a better run than his 10th placing suggested last start when he was back and wide, and he did have an easy jump out to get ready for this.
Yeah, he's in good order, this horse, really good. He's typical of some of these horses. We saw Rock Ribbed at Ipswich. You know, we just backed off during the carnival, produce him now this time of the season and onwards, and he typifies that style of horse. So does the next horse we'll talk about. He's very adept on soft going. He's had to go on the heavy, but I suggest he probably wasn't going like he's going now. So he would run. I think he'll get through the ground well. Got a good rider on board, drawn well for him to find the back of what looks to be a good speed. Will run very well.
Okay, second runner is Osamu, 57 kilos, with Talia Fenland's 3 kilo claim. Osamu's drawn barrier 13. He's paying $7.50 to win and $2.70 for the place. Led and faded last start over the 1,110 metres. Looked very good in a jump out last week, but another that won't want it too wet.
Yeah, just not sure about him, whether he likes the heavy. Soft is no problem for him, he can handle that. I'm interested to see just exactly go back through his heavy run, see what we do with him. He's up on pace horse, going really, really well. But I won't waste a run if I don't think the heavy suits.
So Moral's on top?
Moral's on top. I'm definitely keen to give him a go on it.
Okay. We've got a race 5, which is the $200,000 open plate over the 1,000 metres. We have 3 runners in it. The first one we'll talk about is Golden Boom, who's chilling at the back of the box there. 57.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney rides barrier 4. He's paying $2.90 to win and $1.40 for the place. He's in really good form. Won well first up in the listed Chief De Beers, which was on a soft 6. Then a solid second in the listed Lightning last start, where he did give 3.5 kilos to the winner.
Yeah, he went good that day. It was a bit of a messy run. He was trapped wide. A horse come back in his face that bled. So I would be very forgiving. He's probably unlucky not to have won both, to be honest. He's come back really, really well. The query with him is just whether he'll handle the heavy. That's going to be the question mark. He couldn't be going any better.
Yeah.
Feels good. He's adapted soft. So you've got to give him his opportunity. If he gets through the ground, he's the one to beat.
Okay. Second runner is Nettuno, 57 kilos. Jimmy Orman rides barrier 6. He's paying $11 to win and $2.80 for the place. He's been disappointing in his results in his 3 runs in the winter. Doesn't mind it wet without it being too heavy, and had an easy jump out with his stablemates last week.
Yeah, he went good in that jump out. He's going really well. I've done some gear changes with him. I thought his last run was quite adequate. He just got pulling a bit mid-race, and I thought back to the 1,000's ideal. He was no good, obviously, in his first up run up the Sunshine Coast. In the 1,200, he really weakened out of it, but I don't feel he was going probably like he is now. I'm probably still keen to try him. I know the heavy probably worries some people out there, but I suggest he's going better than his form reads, and I think the horse is in a good place. Okay,
third runner is Situation Room. He carries 57 kilos. Angela Jones will ride Archie from barrier 8. He is paying $12 to win and $2.90 for the place. Hasn't been far away in his 2 runs this preparation. Second at this track and trip on a heavy 10 in the Bat Out of Hell, and then 4th in the listed Chief De Beers, only a length and a half behind Golden Boom. Yeah, he's been great. He's had a great prep. He's another one of the horses we backed off during a part of the carnival to have ready for this race and onwards. He was very good here on the heavy 10 start of the carnival in this at the Sunshine Coast. So there's no reason he wouldn't run really well again. He's such a competitive horse. He always puts in. He's definite top 3 material. Golden Boom goes on top for mine. He's just got to handle the ground. Okay, he's listening too. Hello, buddy. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to race 7 now, which is the listed Glasshouse Handicap over the 1,400 metres, a race you've won twice with Elmer's Fury back 10 years ago, and more recently with Crone in 2000. We have Wollombi this year. She'll carry 53 kilos. Angela Jones rides barrier 9. She's paying $4.60 to win and $2 for the place. She's second up on Saturday, coming off a whirlwind performance in the listed Gay Waterhouse Fresh Up, and then she came from last with a really memorable win there. Steps up to the 1,400 metres now, which shouldn't be a problem, and she does handle a soft track too. Yeah, she can handle the soft. Heavy's a little bit jury, but not. It's certainly worth a try. Yeah. In great order, she's improved nicely from the
the Gay Waterhouse win. Really happy with her. She's got a rider in good form. Ange Jones in great form at the moment. Nice lightweight on a wet track. Gee, she looks well placed.
She does. Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is your best winning chance at the Sunny Coast on Saturday?
My best winning chance on Saturday, I feel, is probably, I'm going to go with the two girls here.
Okay.
When I'm going to sneaky
Start
mention for another
Craig.
one. No, you don't, not ever do that. It'll be Black on Beauty. I think she's really well placed. I love horses coming from that better grade, going back in grade. We saw Princess Rani's do it in the carnival when she went from those stakes races back to that benchmark race, and she was just dominant. I think Black on Beauty will be similar. She kicked her prep off really well. She went to Ipswich, she was really competitive. Now she goes back to benchmark grade again, and I think she's very hard to beat. And my best each way will be Wollombi. She's just each way. She's $2.10, I think, the place, or $2 the place. With a good mention for a moral at the $7 and whatever place pool he is. So I thought Wollombi and a moral are both really nice each way bets. Okay,
and your best chance at the provincials, Ipswich on Friday?
I think we'll leave Ipswich alone. I don't know how heavy that track's going to be there yet, so I might leave it alone. But if I was going to have one, I think it's a big improver there, and I think the ground won't bother it. Rose Noir, finally drawn a barrier in its right grade. Okay, your best track worker this week? This bloke was unreal. He was unreal. It was a gloomy average morning here, Tuesday morning, but we got our work done well. Our work tracks here have held up beautifully throughout this winter carnival, with evident by the results. But so I'd probably go with Golden Boom, but a good mention to Wollombi. She's really taken a step forward from Ipswich. Okay, that's good to hear. And your performance from the stable for the week? From the stable for the week, it was such a good day the other day. Princess Rani's was great for me, just that we targeted that race all carnival. We targeted a race at the end of the summer and we got the job done and we targeted that. So she was a personal probably satisfaction for the way that the preparation worked. But I just love seeing Zarastro back at his best on the weekend. I thought Ange rode him really well. I thought she just changed, she tinkered a little bit with what she was doing wrong on him, and she got it right, and the horse just responded. And I also think we tinkered the prep a touch, just backing off him that little bit 3 weeks into the Saturday. So Zarastro just gets the nod ahead of Princess Rani's, and we're probably going to mention them all now because Hidden Wealth was unreal. He's gone to a new level now. Nothing that horse, and I'm sure he's got a very happy bunch of owners. So it was hard to separate the three. I think just the day in general, Tats Day, was just a memorable day for the stable, and it ticked a lot of boxes for a lot of people. It did. Okay, now it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Just one leg of his two-leg multi got up last week with Princess Rani's saluting after Mullane just couldn't close the gap on a stablemate. Let's see if he can finish the carnival with a big bang.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. This week we ventured to the sunny coast. I'll go Moulin Miss a Place in the first, into Black on Beauty in the second, a win. Good punting, guys. And before I go, just a little special mention to Farrier Chris. He was the farrier for the first three place getters over in the Tats Tiara on Saturday. But Chriso, you're only as good as your last job. And Zarastro pulled the shoe behind the gate, son. Just keep that in mind. Cheers.
So he's gone Moulin Miss a Place, who is a 50-50 runner.
She's a 50-50 runner. He might have to alter this, Craig. And then he's gone Black on Beauty, a win. So if the track dries out, it's a fairly good multi. Yeah, I think it's a really nice multi if it does. If not, he may have another one that might pop up on the screen as a backup. We'll let Lockie and Craig work that out. Okay. Well, good luck on Saturday, Tony, and let's hope we can finish off a great winter carnival with some more winners. Yeah, really keen to finish the carnival off. We're also only a couple of wins shy of our Metro record, which I'm sure we'll touch on in the coming weeks. So really hope the stable knocks that over as well. But been a great carnival. Looking forward to finishing off at the Sunshine Coast. And then back to our normality racing before the spring starts to heat up. Yes, absolutely. Best of luck to everyone at the Sunny Coast on Saturday.